Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel with me, Jotadan, joined of course by CKP for some more Archipelago, and you've jumped onto Pokemon Red.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I believe there was an issue of sorts with Slay the Spire, which I think...
Not really that big an issue. Just that it forgot to save my run for some reason.
Yeah.
So if I do carry on, I'll be going back to the start, basically.
So
but yeah, it's only going to cost me like 10-15 minutes.
Yeah. Didn't you unlock some stuff though as well? Will they still be unlocked?
Oh yeah. All the checks will still, because that's server side.
Right. Okay. Cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway, how you doing?
Not too bad.
No more drilling.
Oh, for now.
For now.
Yeah. Now I'm just trying to remember what I've got, haven't got in this game.
Yeah, it's been a while since either of us have touched Pokemon Red, I think. So
yeah.
I think probably since at least... Wait, did one of us start on Pokemon Red? I think you started on Red.
I started on Red. According to this multi-world tracker that we got, it's been 478 hours since I've last done a check on this game.
Oof. So what that makes it probably at least 3 weeks.
Yeah, that probably sounds about right.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've got to say, folks at home, this takes a long time for us to find the time where we can sit down and record together.
Yeah, so if you were wondering at any point, you know, how long does it take us? We probably get to sit down properly and get a full recording session.
Yeah, I'm connected.
Yeah, I think you are, yeah. We get a full like recording session probably maybe once, twice every sort of 2 weeks or so, I would say. And even then, that highly depends on things like schedule around, more so I think me than you, but yeah, because obviously
okay, I'm waiting for items.
I have kids, I have obviously,
yeah, you have a life.
Yeah, and other things going on, and work and stuff like that. But yeah, so it does take some time to get these things put together, but you know, the main thing is that we do enjoy doing them.
Oh yeah, there's always this challenge is where we've thrown as many checks as possible.
Oh,
we just find it relaxing for some reason.
Yeah, apparently.
Stupid, but yeah.
And I keep convincing myself to do more of them.
Yeah.
Okay, it's definitely one above.
I'm trying to be the voice of reason and saying that we should do less, but I think, you know, why not make it our thing where every time we had a game, we put in as many checks as possible.
The thing is, I quite like doing like more of them.
Yeah.
I think it
it makes us explore more of the game, which I think is a ridiculously good thing.
Yeah. I think especially because, you know, again, you would not normally explore.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like I probably would. Exploring is definitely not your go-to thing, is it? So
it depends on the game. Because I normally like playing RPGs and whatnot, and I do like exploring all the optional content and whatnot.
That's a fair point then, because like if it's dependent on the game, then obviously that makes a big difference. But yeah.
Yeah. Or like the Yakuza games, I love doing all the side missions and whatnot.
I think I've missed a swimmer. I don't.
What route?
I think it's you.
Oh yes. I have memories of that woman.
Do you now?
Yeah. Oh, I think it was in this series. I forgot her as well. Yeah.
Did you actually?
Well, say forgot. I didn't know where she was, and I spent like a good 2 minutes looking for her.
I just didn't think to look there. I was like, you know, because
exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't. Turns out north of there is a Reggie spot, so I think that's why she's there.
Okay.
Yeah, which I didn't know about. There we go. Here's the key at last.
Because I've always just like, the thing is, when you come down from, and you wouldn't really be where the little spot that I am right now. You wouldn't you wouldn't go there. You would be
exactly.
You would go here. Then you would come down. You would see obviously this guy. You'd go.
You see the little island.
And you'd be like, you know, yeah, that's fine.
That's it. Yeah.
I suppose even if you're mildly curious, you might surf up a little bit, but.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, like I said, you wouldn't. But that is something I do like about the old games. That
Yeah,
they
just
reward you for.
hide things. Yeah, they did pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
At least the first 3 generations did. I like
Oh, pardon.
as much as I do like Diamond and Pearl.
Yep.
Obviously, I've only played well, I played the remix first, right, and then went on to play
The originals.
the originals with Craven, where we did obviously the Soul Link, and like the originals are so much better for starters. That's the thing. That's like clear.
Yeah, it's weird, ain't it?
Yeah, like, but one thing to point out is that there really isn't that much sort of like, or at least in my opinion, like to be able to say that it's like a hugely like improved game from Generation 3. Like, there wasn't...
Yeah, I don't think, apart from graphically, I don't think the leap from Gen 3 to Gen 4 was that. Actually, maybe, because they did introduce the special physical split.
Yeah,
I think that was the main thing they did.
yeah. I suppose if
But
you take into consideration the physical special, then there is something to be said for that. But what I mean is, like,
yeah, apart from that, there really wasn't much that was like advanced.
yeah, and I the way I look at it is like, you know, when they add something into a game, like, you should be able to go, oh wow, I can see why they weren't able to do something like this before, right? But the physical special split could have easily been in Gen 3.
Oh yeah, I have no idea why it wasn't. Yeah,
It probably could have been in Gen 2.
and I just used Thunder Punch on a Magnemite. Yep.
You know, it probably could have been in Gen 2. But
Yeah, I think they either couldn't be bothered or they couldn't sort out their code in time. The earlier gens, but
that could be the problem. But yeah, I mean, so to me, it's like, right, okay, well, you know, Gen 4, yeah, fine, thank you for the physical special split because it was needed, right?
yeah,
And it brought a whole new aspect to how you build a team in Pokemon, because whereas before, as long as you had one Pokemon that was capable of just, you know, tanking hits and one that could dish it out, you were pretty much sorted, right?
yeah.
Obviously, Gen 4 changed that, right? And it made older Pokemon more viable in certain instances. Okay, other Pokemon got absolutely shafted, right? But, like, you know, quite a few Pokemon really benefited from it.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it, on a whole, the system did everything it was supposed to do. But like I said, there was
Yeah, it was nothing.
There was nothing brought to Gen 4 that you go, wow, I can see why they haven't done this before.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, nothing game changing. It's weird, ain't it?
Yeah, because like I said, you know, Gen 2 brought obviously breeding. It brought day and night. It brought
Yeah, it brought all sorts of stuff.
I'm sure we've talked about this so many times.
Yeah.
Gen 3 abilities, weather, like, you know, proper use of weather, you
Double
know.
battles,
Double battles,
which
you know,
yeah,
and,
all these are major
you know,
game altering mechanics. Yeah.
yeah, and a new HM, you know, diving, you know, was waterfall already a thing in Gen 2?
Yes.
Yes, it was. Yeah, yeah. So, but they brought in diving, you know, and I would say to a degree as well, the story in Gen 3 was a lot more expansive than we'd ever had before.
I don't know, but I'd probably disagree with that actually.
Oh, okay. Well, you thinking Gen 2 was more?
Well, I'd say it wasn't that much different from Gen 2 in terms of how much story there was.
Okay.
I'd say the lore was probably say a bit more expansive, but like I wouldn't call it like enough of a significant upgrade for it to be distinct. As like it was a Gen 3 big improvement over Gen 2 sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I think that's you know, I think everyone obviously is gonna see certain games.
Yeah, everyone's gonna
differently, like, you know, but yeah, no.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like the story in Gen 3 is bad or anything like that, but what I'm saying is compared to Gen 2, I'd say they're more similar than one being vastly greater than the other.
So, and again, everyone I think at this point knows how much I love Gen 2, but like they're like, you know, none of the game breaking issues aside, right? With Gen 2, the story after Gym 6 goes a bit stale, and like, yeah, you're just sort of coasting at that point. And maybe the leveling does have something to do with it, because, you know, most people go the route of ending up over leveled.
Okay, you're just thinking gameplay wise, ain't you?
Mostly, yeah, but
Yeah, because I'm like looking at it like holistically. I think the term is
yeah.
entirely. Yeah, where like all the lore with like the Komodo girls, the Tin Tower, all the areas are like connected in one way or another. Yeah, that kind of stuff I enjoy. And to me, like the biggest thing is like the entire post game of being able to go back to Kanto. That is, even though it's like janky and all the levels are low and whatever, but the fact that I was even able to do it, that is enough of a mind-blowing revelation. It's good enough on that front alone. I'm okay with it.
I can see what you mean. I think I would agree that the lore itself in Gen 2 is more meaningful and deeper. What I was trying to sort of get is that like in Gen 2 you feel like you're just assisting the story rather than being a part of it.
I don't know, the entire Team Rocket thing.
I know, but I still feel like
the events, it's not great, but
I just don't feel like in the story in Gen 2 you don't have as much of a direct impact on the story, right?
Well, yeah, because you're not really saving the world in Gen 2. Yeah, you're just beating up remnants of an old horse.
Yeah, maybe that's what like half the issue is there. Then is that like what we're comparing is like in Gen 2, realistically that the peak of what anybody expected was that Team Rocket are back type thing, and their their plans are still pretty bad. Like forgot about that hidden item. So maybe that's what it is. It's just that like Gen 3 then set like this new expectation of like what is expected within Pokemon games, of like the player's role is far more involved.
Yeah, you are far more saving the world. Yeah.
So maybe that's more what it is rather than an actual story issue itself. I mean, to be fair, like
I'm sure we talked about this before, that in the first few games the evil team are just a group of dicks.
Yeah 100%. You don't really well, I would say it's not until again like Gen even Gen 3, like Gen what's happened?
I found my cut.
Oh, nice. Even in Gen 3, it's like neither of the teams are there's my fly.
No, that aren't yours, mate.
Oh no, it's your fly.
Oh.
I mean, that's actually still really good though.
Not really.
No? Okay. Well, you don't have the badge for it, do you?
No, but wait, I haven't had the notification for fly. Oh, and what? I don't in this gen. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, the one thing I was thinking was just like with the the Gen 3 and onward games. Like obviously the story is predominantly about saving the world type of thing, right? That's like the new big thing, right? But even in Gen 3, right, the bad guys aren't that bad, if you know what I mean. That like when you think about it, they've just got misled ideals, and they both teams think they're saving the world, right? But and doing the best for it. They just have like a very extreme view about it, and then they both come round and agree. Oh, we were wrong. Whereas in later gens, the bad guys are like proper bad guys. They get decisively more evil looking, and like their plans are more, what's the word? Like devious? Is it devious? Is devious the right way to describe it?
I guess so. Yeah.
Cynical, maybe. Like they, like to the point where you sort of go, if somebody sat down and came up with this plan, 9 out of 10 people would go, this is probably not the right thing to be doing.
Yeah, this is not kosher. Yeah.
but they go, but we'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do I not have the poker flip?
Ooh. Question of the day.
Don't know. Ooh. Oh, I had one as well lined up and I forgot about it. Ooh. But go on. No. You jump the gun. You can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question of the day. which evil team was the best, and this could be for either being the best evil team or because the story behind what they were doing was either something that you agreed with maybe, or that just felt like a really good thing for a bad team to be doing. So which do you think is the best evil team we've had in a Pokemon game?
Strangely, I'm gonna go with Team Aqua Magma.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the plan didn't work, and it was never going to work. But at least they had a clear goal in mind, and what they thought they were doing were for the greater good. They weren't just an evil team trying to, they thought they were doing good. Where a lot of the evil teams know they're doing evil.
So, you're...
Either that or Team Plasma.
Yeah, so this is the thing, isn't it, really? Is what you're looking at is, with an evil team, it's that you either want them to have, a really to be really evil, to be just a good bad team, or you want them to be almost that they're just misunderstood type of thing, and the story behind it is really good. So Gen 3 provides that really good example for that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can vibe with that. I was going to suggest, right, that for example, at least in my opinion, that Gen 8 and 9, the bad guy teams, well, they're not even really bad guy teams. They're just awful.
Exactly. They're just kids. Yeah.
They're just awful. Gen 8 is they're basically just trying to say that in Britain, obviously in particular,
oh yeah, they're meant to be football hooligans.
Yeah, football hooligans. It's
I'm saying we're not that soft.
Yeah, it's my thing was if you're gonna make them football hooligans, they kind of actually have to be a bit mad,
Yeah, a bit insane, and they've got to have at least blades and baseball bats.
This is still Pokemon, but
well, then don't bring football hooligans into it,
Yeah, well, this is it. It's if you're gonna do a bad impression, at least do it really well. But just then Gen 9. Gen 9, I think, is the worst. Team, what I don't even know what they're called. Team Star, they're called, right? They are.
Oh, I have no memory of them.
They are awful, actually awful.
Ain't they the group that got bullied or something?
They're basically just all kids that got bullied, and they've decided to go and make their own little gangs, and the thing. It's hold on a minute, right? Don't get me wrong. We all know that, statistically, people who are bullies used to be bullied, right?
Yeah.
So I understand the premise of what they were trying to do, and that this whole friendship story, and that everybody can be brought back around type of thing. It's right, that's all well and good. That's fine, right? But they are still kids that are meant to be attending school, right? The whole premise of this game is about school, right?
Yeah.
So if they have been expelled, they're not students anymore, and they shouldn't be even
Well, to be fair, I don't think any of the teachers noticed because, first day of class, get out there and go on a field trip. Don't come back until you've done whatever bollocks you're meant to be doing.
Yeah, you're meant to be finding your purpose type thing, your own treasure, your personal treasure. But
so that happened in my school.
No.
I tried leaving. No, I got in trouble for that.
Oh, I used to get into all sorts of I think we said in the last episode about my attendance was pretty bad. In particular, I used to climb over the fence around the back of my school, sort of lunchtime-ish, and I don't know whether I should be kids, if you're listening to this, if any of you are in school, stay in school. Don't think because just don't do it, okay? You need to be there, right? I'm first of all going to make sure I'm sending out the right message, okay? Now
then I won't speak on the matter.
Yeah, now to the truth, okay?
Because I'm going to say my educational beliefs are far different to yours.
Well,
because I feel like in today's society, education is pointless. Especially what is being taught.
Yeah, so I'm not going to disagree with you, actually. I think that a lot of what gets done is not what needs to be getting done.
because I feel like the entire purpose of school is so you're able to exceed when you go into the real world when you grow older.
Now,
And there is not enough being taught for that.
100%.
You need to learn about things like rent, taxes, bills, which I never got taught when I was a kid. I got thrown into the deep end. I nearly became homeless. Well, I did become homeless because of it.
Well, I mean, you and me both. Like, that's the thing. Like, we've both been in that position, and like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand, right, how we have a system, especially like, and maybe other countries are better at this than we are, but
I feel like they have to be better than we are. I mean, fair enough. You need to learn like maths and science and what's the other one? English. I think that was our main 3 subjects here.
I've missed a trainer.
At the end of the day, yeah, I can do sums and, I actually enjoy doing maths. Don't take me wrong. It's actually my favourite subject, but outside of like trying to work out how much I'm going to be paying for my shopping before I get to the till, there's not really much application for maths in life.
Yeah, it's a weird one because like, so
outside of basic maths, I should say. Yeah.
So I'm a little bit like on the fence with these kind of things because I sort of like think to myself, right? Hey, look at maths as a probably actually a really good example, right?
Yeah.
Most people will not use anything past sort of GCSE to A-level math, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Throughout their life, right? So going past that is for most people not necessary, right? Now, where I would then say that like you have to sort of be like somewhat accepting of the fact that the options are there is that there are people who do want to go further, right?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I do like the idea that the options should be there for everyone.
Yes.
But I don't feel like the options should be forced upon you.
Yeah.
I feel like you should be able to make your own choices to what you want to study when you reach higher education.
It's like they sort of think, oh, okay, well, if everybody learns, Pythagoras theorem, everybody will have the ability to do their own taxes, right? And it's like, that isn't quite how the world works,
Exactly. We ain't even taught how to do our own taxes.
No. So
I mean, I'd say that the only worthwhile thing I was taught, was being taught how to change plugs. Which is something that you need to, something that you need to do in
it's
your household from time to time.
It's certainly a useful thing to know how to do. It's, whether you end up using it or not doesn't really matter in that instance because having that skill, is just generally useful. Like, I use as an example, like, I left school when I was 15 and, but I would say that I have more usable skills than most people my age, right?
Oh, I agree, yeah.
Now, qualifications, they basically don't exist for me, right? But actual usable skills for the real world, I would say that I'm vastly ahead of most people.
Yeah, and I would say I'm the exact opposite. When I left school, I had like 10 GCSEs, all near enough A or B. Lined up for a good college and whatnot, but real world school, I was completely useless. When I became, I didn't know what the bloody hell I was doing. I didn't know how to survive, didn't know, what to do in case I didn't have a job or...
Yeah, so the way I tend to look at it is that I think there are 4 things, right? And these are the main 4 things. There are others. I'm not saying that it's narrowed down to 4, but these are the 4 main things that I think that everybody should be able to finish school knowing how to do, right?
Yep.
One is how to organize bills and and how to manage money. I think just money management in general, right?
Yes.
Second one would be how to cook properly. I think because not every school.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah,
not
I
every school
completely agree with that. Yeah.
Because
I didn't learn how to cook until I was 28.
Yeah, that's the thing. Not everyone ends up in a position where they've got somebody doing their meals for them, or they are, I don't know, maybe they're just earning enough money that they don't care whether they have freshly cooked food every day, that they just buy takeaway or whatever, So not everybody ends up in those kinds of positions. So it should be that everybody is taught at the very least how to cook pasta, how to make homemade bread, or little things like that, just it doesn't make sense to me that people that there are that many people out there that don't know how to do that. Like, and I include myself into that. I don't know how to make homemade bread, but I feel like I should know.
Yeah, I mean you want to know a useless skill I know how to do?
Go on.
Because of school, I know how to sew.
Yeah, I can sew.
Yeah,
but
and
that's
it's like that's a skill I've had to use like once in my life.
But you know, like for example, if like somebody phoned you tomorrow and said, "Oh, you know, I want you to come to my wedding," right? And you were like, "Oh, I've got a suit, but like it's, you know, got a bit of a hole in like the crotch." It's like, okay, cool. I'll go get myself some thread and I can sew it. You know, like that skill alone has just saved you like 150 quid minimum.
You know, the sad part is that has happened.
See, like
that was the one time it was useful for me.
There you go. So,
it was for my mate's wedding.
and there you go. If that doesn't tell you that, you know, we're talking the truth here, then nothing does. Okay, because I didn't even know that was the case. So, you know, yeah, like just little things like that. Like, you know, so yeah, cooking was my second one. Right. The third one was going to be that everyone should know, and I think, to be fair, quite a few schools do this now, but they didn't when I was in school. You should know how to put together a CV before you get to A level.
Yes, actually, yeah.
I think you should know before that, because I think that if you, for example, are at A level and then you don't do well at your A levels, and you're now suddenly right, that's it, you're done. Like, you know, if you fail like resets, anything like that, right? You are now just in the real world looking for a job, right? And maybe you don't have a CV ready or anything like that, right? So you should know how to write a CV way before that.
Oh, definitely. I mean, thankfully, I got my first job without a CV.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you could. Yeah, back in the day, I used to fall out of a job and go into a new one.
Yeah.
The same day. But
I was always pretty lucky in that sense too. But yeah. It's just timings. Sometimes it just works out that way. But generally speaking, people don't always just fall out of one job and into another. So, you know, it's...
Yeah, definitely not nowadays. So, yeah, knowing how to write a CV is a must now.
And then the fourth one was going to be little things like, you know, like you said, like with, like, say, you know, like basic electrical knowledge, like sort of knowing how to change a fuse, knowing how to change, like, and this is going to sound stupid, but there are people that don't know how to change a light bulb properly.
Oh yeah. You know, when I used to live in high-rise flats, that's where. I literally had a couple of neighbours that used to contact me whenever they wanted to change lights.
And that's mad. That's so crazy. Like, people, there shouldn't be anyone who doesn't know how to change a light bulb. I am genuinely finding this hard. Why can't I get to this bloody green one?
Oh, you got to go all the way down the bottom. No, up, go back down. Right and down.
Oh my god.
That's where you change the green one. Come on, Dan, you've done enough of these now.
I know, but I just couldn't find it. I was like, I was just getting stuck. Right, and then I go back this way. There we go. Oh, I was starting to stress out then. I was like, right, I thought I was going mad. I'd been around there like 3 times, and I was like, I can't get there. But yeah, so like, you know, I do agree with you that schools these days don't do as well as they should for kids.
Well,
like,
I was going to say, at least in our country, for anyone who's not from England. Well, or Wales.
Yeah, just the UK.
Seeing as we live in different countries, yeah.
Yeah, the UK.
Yeah, the UK, yeah.
Nobody views us as different countries, though.
Yeah, that's weird, ain't it?
I think it depends on which part of the world you go to. Like,
I'm going to say, because in the UK, we do view ourselves completely different.
Oh, I think you could... There's an argument to be said for, like, that the UK is probably more patriotically, like, divided than, you know, a lot of other countries. Like,
oh, yeah.
You know, or, like, you know, joint nations. Like, because if you talk about, say, like, countries in, say, like, Africa, for example, they're all very much proud to be like, oh, we're African. Like, you know...
Well, their section of Africa, they're very proud of.
Yeah. You know, whereas, like, in the UK, like, not many people are like, I'm, like, proud to be British. You might get, like, I think mostly, like, central London areas and stuff like that, you get, like, the British. Like, you know, it's...
Oh, no. The opposite way around.
You think?
I'm gonna say in the country areas, like they are very patriotic,
Are they?
and Londoners are the absolute worst when it comes to patriotism.
See,
They hate the country. I mean, don't forget the rest of the. Well, I don't know how it is in Wales, but the rest of England. We always say, whenever you come to England, don't go to London because it's not England. It's completely different.
I suppose. The thing is, I don't go to London that often, but I just whenever I go, I'm like, right, okay, well, this is what like England is basically.
Yeah, it's completely. I mean, like if you want to truly experience England, you go to like Yorkshire or somewhere.
Yeah, somebody said to me before that Cornwall's really good.
Yeah,
but...
Cornwall's like. I'm gonna say there's a lot of tourists in Cornwall, but there's also a lot of British in Cornwall.
It's so weird.
If you know what I mean.
Like, oh yeah, there's a lot of British people in Cornwall. You know that place in Britain. But it's so.
Oh,
true.
believe you me, that is not common.
No, I know that's the thing.
I mean, like I live in the West Midlands. It is. I'd probably say only 50% British.
Well, that's the thing. We are a very.
We're very multicultural. Yeah,
which is a good thing. You know, I err on the side of like I think multiculturalism is a benefit rather than a deficit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Country, like,
yes.
But I do also have like there's like the other side of things where I can understand why some people can be a bit like, oh, like the country isn't the same as it used to be, and in some instances, like,
oh yeah,
it's not good that it's like that, but in other ways it is good, because I think that multiculturalism like brings aspects.
Well, I was going to say the way multiculturalism should work is that you unite the best of both worlds.
Yeah, like now it doesn't always work that way.
It doesn't always work. That's the downside to it. But in theory,
yeah,
great.
Idealistically, yeah, it's like
yes.
It works, but whether it does or not is a completely different sort of question. But yeah, I would say that it's good that we are very multicultural.
Yes, I do agree with that wholeheartedly.
Because I think that like if you look at like I'll use obviously Wales as my example, because that's
where you're from.
Like I've lived in quite a few different places, like in Wales, and even in like over a short distance of places, like you can see quite quickly like the difference in levels of multiculturalism, which like oh, that's what Destiny bonded, I think.
Oh, nice.
It's been a while since that move's done anything to me. Yeah, so like for example, when I was growing up, there's a place called where I'm from was a place called Whitchurch, right? Which for a lot of people it was considered a very like posh area, I suppose.
Oh yeah. I have areas like that by me.
Yeah. But like, for example, now it's still like a fairly like well off area, but there's a lot more multiculturalism there now, right?
Yeah.
And what that means or has led to is a much like larger diversity of like sort of family incomes and things like that. So like
the class system's altered.
The class system's altered slightly, like not a huge amount, but slightly. And then again, like the main city centre of Cardiff. When I was growing up, it was very much it was closer to a town than a city, because there just wasn't as much going on. There was stuff, but not as much. And if you did bump into people, it was very much it felt like you were talking to people that you'd probably seen around. Whereas now, like, I don't think I could go to Cardiff and ever bump into the same person twice.
Well, that's just big city,
because
big population.
Because of how big it is there now. Because of how much is going on there. Like.
Oh yeah.
When I was growing up, I think the biggest thing in Cardiff, other than the Millennium Stadium, which annoyingly is not called the Millennium Stadium anymore, right? But the biggest thing in Cardiff, right, was St David's Shopping Centre, right? Now,
wait, what's it called now then? If you hate the Millennium,
it's called the Principality Stadium now.
What?
Yeah, after the bank.
Ooh. I've never heard of the bank.
Exactly. It's like, how annoying is that?
Oh, mind you, that is something I do sympathise with Americans for. When they have like great naming stadiums and they're just name like Red Bull Stadium or
Yeah.
some bollocks name.
But Red Bull Stadium sounds better than the Principality.
Oh god, yeah, don't get me wrong, that is dreadful.
Like, I would rather be called the Red Bull Stadium. Like, that sounds cool.
Oh, what's the O2?
The O2. Oh yeah, that's shit. That's
Yeah.
shit. Like, actually, yeah. Come to think of it, in England at least, anyway, other than the big football club stadiums, like
Yeah.
a lot of even in like the Premier League, like a lot of the stadiums have like had their naming rights like bought out and stuff like that. So like they just don't even sound like anything related to the clubs anymore.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to happen to Old Trafford.
Oh, you know it's gonna happen one day.
Oh, I hope so.
As
long as I don't touch Anfield, that's all I care about.
Well, this is the risk. Like, obviously,
Yeah,
we will support.
there's always the risk.
We will support Liverpool, and we have American owners, so it's possible.
God, don't remind me of that.
So, like, it can, and
it
can happen, right? But yeah, so like, I think that like, you know, I lost where I was going with the whole Millennium Stadium thing, but like, yeah, so the Millennium
Yeah, there was a
Stadium,
point there somewhere.
yeah, the Millennium Stadium was the biggest thing that you would see in Cardiff, right? You'd have like the, you know, the odd like, you know, high-rise building which was offices, but nothing like of note that you would be like, wow, look at that, that's that building. You wouldn't be able to name what was in there, right? So it was the Millennium Stadium was the thing, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, it was the shopping centre, right? Now, to me, if a shopping centre is the biggest thing you can think of, right, in a place, it's not a city, it's a town, right? That's my sort of like view on those kind of things. Because to me, a city should be full of so much more than just a shopping centre. Like,
oh yeah,
right. So Cardiff for a long time.
I was going to say, I live in a town, and our biggest thing is a shopping centre.
Exactly, right. So that's the point I'm getting at. Is that like a town normally the biggest thing you would see is a shopping centre, right?
Yeah.
So lo and behold, Cardiff now. There's so much going on there. I just don't even know where to begin anymore. Right? Like, I don't know half the stuff that's there. Like, new things are popping up all the time. Right? And it's chain businesses. It's, you know, everything in between. You know, like that and like sports venues. There's, you know, nightclubs. There's like things like now don't get me wrong. Like, again, Cardiff like used to have like pubs and things like that, and like, you know, but again, it was pubs. It wasn't nightclubs. But
yeah,
you know, I honestly put it down to the rise in levels of like student attendance in Cardiff, and that's why it's gotten so like boom big type of thing. Because I would say that in Cardiff, at least anyway, I reckon at least 70 to 80% of the population in the city centre is students. Like, it's that like that's what's made it diverse. And I think that without the student population in Cardiff, it would be nowhere near as that diverse.
Nowhere near as populous.
Yeah, like, and that's what I mean. It's like, so you could, when I was younger, you could go to Cardiff and you could go the following weekend and maybe see the same person. Now, I just don't think that's possible.
See, that's a trouble, because I don't relate to that at all, because I don't live in a big city. So I've never had that issue.
Yeah.
Even though our area is very multicultural, you know all the people, pretty much. Probably don't help that I used to work on a market.
Yeah.
So, I get to see a lot of people all the time.
I suppose like where you work makes a big difference for how many people you end up knowing or not knowing. But yeah, like if you've worked in places that are very customer focused, then it's more a case of you become known to them than you.
Yeah, the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah, like because they will see you and go, oh, hello again and stuff like that, and you go, oh yeah, I remember serving you type of thing. Like I worked in Tesco, like, and, it's that kind of vibe to it. But like, yeah, when you move away from that, really, then there's not a lot else that really happens. Like where you would be like, oh, that's in a town, like that would make you be like, oh yeah, I know everyone type of thing, unless you're just around your town a lot for whatever reason, which some people are, but yeah, not everyone spends that much time in their local town centre. Are you much of like the one to like spend time in your town centre, or are you more of a, you only go in if you really need to?
Nowadays, the latter.
Yeah.
But back in the day, yeah, I was up the town centre all the time. But yeah, again, that's where I worked.
That's fair. See,
I kind of had to be there.
yeah. See, like the places that I lived growing up, like there wasn't really much around them, so you'd have to always end up going into Cardiff if you wanted to do anything.
Oh yeah. You always have to go into town to get out of town. Yeah.
Yeah, because like there was just nothing else. But like, I also didn't really like going to Cardiff because just too many people, and like I wasn't really a very social bird. Like, but I think if I had the chance again, I probably would have made more use of it.
Yeah.
Because the only times I would go into town really was like to go to the cinema. Like that was.
Oh yeah.
As I've said, I love the cinema. Like the cinema is like one of my favorite things to do. But like, it's the only thing I would go into town for when I was younger. Because I wouldn't go and like meet up with like people or anything, because that meant speaking to people. So like.
Oh yeah, I forgot you weren't social as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Which is weird because you do most of the talking on this channel. Well, it's your channel, of course you would. But I mean, compared to me, where I think because of my job, I spend all day talking to people. When I'm back out, I was like, I don't want to talk to anyone anymore. I become like a shut-in once I'm home.
For me, it was more a case of when I was younger, I just didn't feel like I had anything in common with anyone, so I didn't have any reason to like make friends with people, and like I had a couple of friends, but until I was like at least 14, 15, I really didn't spend that much time away from home. Like, which, was, found my SS ticket. Nice.
Oh, your red SS ticket. Nice.
And
that's...
But the difference now...
So not done it?
The difference now is more a case of, like, as I've gotten older, I've gotten more comfortable with where I am in myself. Like,
yeah.
I think when you're younger, you're still trying to find what your place is. And, yeah, you just end up in a position where it's like, well, okay, well, I either blend in with the crowd to make sure I have friends, or I'd be happy doing my own thing. And I just chose the be happy doing my own thing route. That was just my choice type of thing.
Yeah, sadly, I did the same, but I still ended up making a lot of friends.
Yeah. Do you think it was good to have, like, it's going to sound like a really weird question. Was it good having lots of friends?
Well, in a way, yes, because one thing I got called a lot was a floater. Just because in our school there was you got all the cliques and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I just somehow, I could just, whenever they're meeting up, and I can just walk among them and then chat along, like I was part of the group.
Yeah, you were. Like,
but I did that to all the groups.
There's a specific term for people like that. And I can't remember. A social butterfly.
I guess that'd be correct. Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the term that most people use for that. It's like they say like, a social butterfly, because like you just sort of drift, and you never really stick to one place, but also like get on with everything, like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, like I think that would have been possibly nice. Like that's the thing. I look back on some things, I'm like, would that have been cool to do? Maybe, But...
Well, I was gonna say, I think the one thing that helped me out big time was that I was not afraid to take the piss out of myself.
Yeah.
So I think that detracted a lot of bullies, because they'll say a joke about me and then I'll follow up with another joke about me. And I think they got confused and they just went, you know what, you're all right, you can hang out with us. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, to be fair, I think that, like, if you're easygoing, it definitely does help.
Yeah.
When making friends, because for some people, like, they won't bother with people who, almost make it hard to be their friend, which again is a good example of why I think that's you gotta, I feel like you gotta look at yourself from the outside and think what would be easy for people to like you. Yeah, I don't know.
And
What
I feel like if you're willing to crack a joke about yourself, they see you as someone who doesn't take life seriously. You're someone who isn't afraid to be insulted.
Yeah. The thing is,
So
like, I think that like when I was in school and stuff like I from the age of like I don't know like 6 until I was at least like 12, 13, like I was massively like bullied and picked on in school, right?
yeah.
And people when I tell people that, they're always like, really? They're like,
Oh yeah, because you're a monster in real life. Yeah, yes, physically.
yeah, like, and it's just like, and I'm like, it's like, yeah, because like, I wasn't. It's not like I was, a 6-year-old and I was like, this build and this like sort of thing. It's like, that's not kind of like how it works. Like, and also my personality was so different to what it is here as an adult, right? And my life experiences have changed, who I am as a result, right? Like, I always say, like, I think ending up homeless and, going through some of the other things that, like, been through as a young adult and then, as an adult, they shape what your final personality becomes, right? So, yeah, the kid I was never ever going to be like the person that I am now if he didn't go through those things, right?
Yeah, and that's a weird way to look. Well, to think about it, it's like you wouldn't be who you are now if you weren't bullied.
Yeah.
So in a way, it kind of is a good thing that it happened.
Yeah, I
In a,
always,
it could be a good thing that it happened because we don't know how your life would have turned out if you weren't.
yeah, I mean, who knows? I could have been, the Indian Conor McGregor, like, if I wasn't bullied. But like,
Yeah.
we don't know that. Like, but also, I don't know if I'd want to be the Indian Conor McGregor. Like, there's no guarantee that that was going to be good. Like,
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
But like, it. What I mean is like, there are so many different things, right, that you could look at in your life and be like, oh, if that had been differently, then maybe I would have done this. And you're like, you don't know that because how do you know that it wouldn't have knock-on effect, like the whole butterfly effect thing? It's like everything can change, with one little, different choice. Like there are obviously some things that you might go, okay, well that clearly was always going to happen, right? But even those, that's not many things in your life. Ooh, a Suicune. But
No, nice.
Not many things in your life you can look at and go, okay, that was always going to happen to me, right? And they're your ones.
Oh, nice.
The go-go goggles.
I don't think that unlocks much though, does it?
No, there's quite a few checks in the desert though.
Oh yeah, true. There'd be a boatload of Pokemon as well.
Yeah, there's loads of Pokemon, a few items, a couple of hidden items, quite a few trainers.
Actually, that's a point. You know that tower that occasionally appears?
Oh, Mirage Tower, yeah.
No, that's not Mirage. Is it Mirage Tower?
I thought it was.
Could be.
I thought that's what it was called, Mirage Tower.
Oh, could be.
I was always under the impression it's called Mirage Tower. If it's not, then,
But yeah, is there anything in there? Because I've never actually been in there.
Neither have I. That's the thing. Like, that's what. Remember when we were playing through before, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, like, yeah, it's always there on like this. And I was like, whenever I've played through, I've never seen it, and that's why I was like so like, ooh, because I was like, I wanted to go in, but I couldn't go in for some reason.
No, you can't go. Okay. Because I think I remember from like back in the day, that's where you get your fossils from.
I always thought it was something to do with the Reggies.
Maybe.
I mean,
I'm going on like 20 years ago. When I last played it.
Oh, I'm going on pure guesswork. So yours is.
Yeah.
Like, I just saw a tower in that desert, and I was like, obviously there's a Reggie Rock in the game, so surely it's to do with him, But again, guesswork. I might as well be leading the blind on that one. But like, yeah, like. The tower itself, I'd never seen it before in game until that moment. I'm checking these shoal salts, but I don't think they're actually item checks.
No, they're not.
I thought they were for.
How are we on time?
We are currently at 49 minutes, coming up to 50.
Okay. I thought we were further along than that. I guess we did start a bit late.
Yeah. Where is it? Have I missed anything now before I go back out of here?
So I do have time to go and do all this then.
Yeah, I'm doing the Shoal Cave at the moment.
Okay.
Ice.
Yeah, I'm going back getting all my cut checks, basically.
Yeah. When I get cut on a game, I'm gonna do that too.
Wait. Have I not done you already? I have, Surf. Okay, it's not you. What item are you?
Can I?
Oh, Route 2. God, I'm on the wrong route. Yep.
You're not. That's not Route 2.
Yeah, that's a town.
Ooh, is that this? I kind of want you in a timer ball. I don't know why. That does not look like a timer ball.
Ooh, get a soda pop.
Yeah. Oh, and a squirrel. There's been quite a few things in here that didn't have. That's good.
Damn it. Did I do the other aid?
Which one? The one to the right of Vermilion?
Yes, that's the one. Okay, I have. Yes, okay, I just realised that that wasn't a check on my tracker. Because I haven't updated the Pokedex. I don't know why.
Right, all I've got left is the ice
that doesn't.
room, but I don't know how
Auto
to
track.
get to the ice room.
You need cut. Okay.
Wait, cut? Yeah.
No, not cut, strength.
I think I have strength.
Okay. Now I've got to work out where the hell you are. Okay, go up there. Up the ladder. And down that ladder.
That's what I'm trying to find, is the ice room.
Yeah. Okay, go up. Ladder. Down, across.
I went this way.
Yep, well, apparently you didn't. Back across, up. Ladder.
Yeah, I definitely went this way.
Talk to the guy.
Yep.
Okay, get up and right.
Ooh. Oh, also, we are over halfway.
Oh, finally.
Oh my god. I didn't...
Yeah. I mean, I apologise for standing still during that, folks, but I've only got like one check left anyway.
Okay, I will finish off this ice cave and then...
Well, I was going to say, I can still go around and catch Pokemon.
True. You probably do have a lot of catching to do on that one.
I've got 43
Oh,
Pokemon left.
oh, you've done 100. Fair play.
Yeah. Don't know where Charmeleon is, so I have to involve Charmander. Or Turtles in the Survivor Zone, which I don't have access to. Actually, that's an idea.
Oh,
No, because I've realised, like, because I've done so much in this game that I've got, like, loads of checks. So I did throw one out at the start of the episode, but...
I need to go up here first. There. It's like the one part of, like, Pokemon games that I'm pretty good at is the puzzles.
Oh, do you have access to Victory Road yet? You don't, do you? Because you still need Waterfall.
I need Waterfall, yeah. I need Waterfall.
Damn it. Oh well. When you get there, just pick up a nose pass for me.
Okay.
Actually, let's see what else I need. I need all my badges.
Shoal Cave is
I really do not have badges. Okay.
done. Oh, there you go. Right. Get out of here. Right, that's the cave done.
Have you done Route 120?
120 is the one to the right, I think. I've got a couple of bits. Oh no, orange means there is. Oh, item in scorched slab.
Yeah. Wait, you have the Dexscope?
Yes. Yeah, I do have the Dexscope. Yeah.
Hang on, that was marked as done, ain't it? Oh no, it's not. Okay, yeah. Basically, when you first enter the route, you go south, and then you got a Kecleon there. And then there's a little Pokeball. If you surf down a bit, there's a little cave that you can go into.
Right. Okay.
I mean, that's not where my item is. It's like the hidden item, but...
So yeah.
Why is all my items in your world?
Well, I will go and get them. I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm
just gonna hint it. You can do it next episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll say.
But I'm just gonna.
Be a good thing. I need to go to the Pokemon Center anyway. Okay. Whoa. I think it was another successful episode. We are on.
Oh, okay, that one's in my world for once.
Wait,
what else?
Something of your own?
Yeah, and the only other thing I need now is.
It's good that 2 of your badges are in this game that I'm currently on, which is good. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we are currently on 2,148 checks out of a possible 4,210. We are 51.02% of the way through. How does it feel to be halfway, my friend?
It feels like we're slowly getting there.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Well.
Oh,
anyway.
okay. I actually need my go goggles.
You do? Is your coin case in the desert?
Yeah.
Oh god. Well, good thing we got it. Right.
Yeah. Oh, I better save the game.
That was...
Don't think I did that.
We covered a lot of like really interesting topics in that episode, I think.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to do my question of the day. I'll do that next episode.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to it. And if you're looking forward to it, make sure you tune in next time on what will probably be a Thursday episode, because I think this is a Tuesday episode. So, if you are enjoying the videos, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content so that you know when we're putting more out. And on your screen now, you'll probably see some other content of the channels that you can go and check out. But other than that, from us, again, thank you for watching, and we shall see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Peace.